Ew, what is good, my brave people? What is good, Guys, Boruto was not as boring as I was expecting it to be, but there were so many easy called out things this week. It's getting, ugh. But regardless of the stuff that was easy to call out, I think it's kind of cool that we're going to probably be seeing a little bit more of what is in store for just the overall arcs, like a new arc. Because I don't feel like they're going to have too much more um, to really work with after this week's episode that's coming up. Because just by looking at it and just by seeing this guy's way of stance and the way he's doing stuff, the person who seemingly is going to be the big bad boss at the end of all this is someone that's just using shadow jutsu, I believe. Just from the stance, anyway. Looks like uh, he could probably do the same thing as Shikadai. And if that is the case, Boruto, Mitsuki, and Sarada should have at least some experience dealing with it. Mostly Boruto, but regardless, to to summarize the episode, Sarada is underground, the water's rising, the tank that needs to be filled is getting filled, but after she's caught and found out what she's doing, they then pretty much put an end to the water filling up. So now you have no water in the old tank that you needed to, and you have her not in the fight, so it's just two people really against a two-headed dog, and this guy with a fire leash that he can use. But after that, they they beat up the dog a couple times, escape from it. The guy shows up with the dog to help fight with it. Sarada is still looking for a way to go. She then is almost in head deep water, gets pulled underneath the water. Come to find out, it's the one guy who's silent all the time. Comes to find out, he actually tried to attempt to escape before, and because he has tried to attempt and didn't, he's just kind of willing to help these kids at least make the right moves and go in the right direction. He's not gonna overall help them beat up the guards and escape and stuff like that, but he did help point out in the right direction, so right on for him. But then you go into the fact of the matter of what's his face? The guy with the two-headed dog, Ben Gay or whatever. Um, him showing up and fighting with the two-headed dog at the bottom, and after the dog fight and Sarada shows up from getting helped, we just see how lazy the writing is, right? Oh, we gotta wait until morning for this breakfast supply thing to show up. That once it shows up, it's gonna see three prisoners and a girl, and you're telling me it's gonna pick you guys up, or do you have clothes hidden somewhere out there so you don't look like actual escaped convicts? No, you don't. Okay, we'll just go with the person who does the breakfast is gonna be scared of you or something enough to open it or something, I guess. So wow, that missed. Okay. Um, other than that though, they work together and they pretty much lose against the dog. Sarada shows up, punches the ground because that's where she was, and she knew there was a crap ton of water under there from them trying to drown her, so she floods that whole entire water out towards, the two-headed dog and everybody, pushing him out. The dog gets it runs out of chakra or whatever. He gets sent out. Everybody else doesn't get sent out. They then climb up outside of the castle where the guy who gets sent out by the water has enough time to go all the way back into the castle, go down low to where the guy is who's been asking for all of the work done, talk to this guy, try to actually negotiate with him, try to talk him into like giving him something, or just making sure he knows that everything's going not so according to plan and blah blah blah, right? He has enough time to do all of that, and he lets him out. The guy attacks him, so he doesn't even fully know where Boruto and all of them are supposedly gonna go at the end of the day. I guess he just somehow makes the right call and knows that they're gonna be waiting at this specific spot, waiting for a breakfast truck, right, or a breakfast supply van, whatever. And somehow he shows up before any of that stuff is taking place. Why? Because they have to wait until morning and it's nighttime. Oh man. Like, this is by far the most laziest arc and filler. Actually, it's not even the laziest. That's the problem with this show, and why people are defending this arc is because it's better than ones we've already seen, sad enough. Um, so when I say all of this stuff and I sound negative, I'm only saying that because I'm passionate about Naruto. I love Naruto. I loved what it did for animes in general. I love what it did for certain people to be able to follow along and take certain aspects, but not fully take the entire idea. So when I see Boruto really just riding out this wave of just wait and see pretty much, and wait and build up something that's never going to be useful in the futures, because I can tell this whole prison thing is not, there's no reason for it in the future. There's no way they're gonna find a reason to be like, remember when we went to that prison and we figured out how to take celestial seals off of us that would burn us inside out? Yeah, let's use that technique to burn someone else inside out. Like, there's nothing I see them taking from this that would warrant the story to be plausible to not make it filler. So that's the problem. If you're gonna do filler, at least make it entertaining. This one is a 5. The other ones were like 3s and 2s. So at least there's somewhat of a better things popping off in this one. But at the end of the day, it's so obvious that it hurts. Like, there's moments where if they escaped and just went more towards the van, or if they just got out of the open and waited for the van and just hid in bushes, hid their presence, you know what I mean? And maybe there isn't in not one bush, not one place to hide. I mean, you could even put your body against the castle wall for Christ's sake, but all of these things weren't even option to them, so they just stood out in the open where a big lightning, black red lightning that this guy like used to knock out the head Baylor or whatever you want to call him, knock him out, and then for some odd reason we just get this long, drawn out, exaggerated fight probably that's gonna happen with this guy who can really be weak if it was maybe for the daylight or something. I don't know. There's probably some type of thing that because it's night, he's going to be stronger. And that's another reason why 3 members of a team from the Hidden Leaf is actually going to probably get beat up by him and maybe even have the guy with the glasses get injured or killed. I could see that happening because they're just Boruto and all of them need more hardship. I'm sorry. Like, to be able to just get everything done and be done with it, you'll never feel like anything's impossible. Or not impossible, but you'll never feel like anything you do with hard work should ever fail, right? Like, they go in always thinking everything's going to be accomplished because they're working so hard. When in actual reality, some of this stuff could be out of their control, or even you think you're doing really well until someone does something out of character and, messes you up, aka Kawaki, yeah, Kawaki or whatever, Kawaki. I don't even know his name after it's been so long. The guy that they tease in the very first episode that still hasn't even been announced, shown, or even put into perspective how he could be friends with Boruto in the anime. So, yeah, let's see how long they can really ride this out. Because to be fair, everybody, I do not see anything in the remote future of Boruto to be doing some manga hardcore stuff just because people are still watching and enjoying this. So why not write it out until they truly, truly need to go and do the stuff that was actually given to them to do, right? Like, let's not do that yet. Let's just ride the coattails of all this for now. So, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening. I apologize if I destroyed Boruto for you, but the episode was so simple and straight to the point. In the case of they're going to get out, the water is going to work in some way, they're all going to be together. They're not going to make it out fully in this episode. They have to fight one more fight so they can show us abilities and powers. It was obvious. So hopefully they could do better if they start a new filler arc after this next week's episode ends or something. So come on, guys. Let's be honest. Boruto's in a rough spot, and I'm just stating the facts. With all that being said, I'm your boy, the Anime G, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.